Hello guys, it's me, your science teacher, and this week we are going to be learning about the respiratory system. So much fun. So, first thing you have to do is go into Moodle. As you can see here, we have the respiratory system presentation. So on this presentation, you'll find, let me show you, you'll find a lot of useful information about the respiratory system. So, first, we are going to talk about what is the respiratory system and how does it work. Okay? So the respiratory system is a biological system that allows us to breathe. We take oxygen from the environment and we release carbon dioxide or CO2. CO2 is waste, so we don't need waste. This is why we have to take the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. Okay? The respiratory system is mainly formed by the nasal cavity, the mouth, which is also a part of the digestive system. You see, they're connected, and trachea, bronchi, and lungs. We also have another few parts, which are the diaphragm. We are going to be learning about that later, and the alveoli, which is really important because they have a really important function, and we're going to be talking about that later too. So I need you to see this video. This is a really fun video about how does the lungs work. After you finish watching the video, then you're going to be able to understand better how does the respiratory system work and how is it formed. We have in this system the trachea, which is a filter. It's a long tube. It connects the mouth to the lungs. This is a long vertical tube, okay? So at the end of the trachea, it divides itself into other set of tubes, okay? Which are the bronchi. The bronchi are two air tubes that branch off the trachea and carry air into the lungs, okay? So on the chest, here, approximately here on this part, we have the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a muscle that contracts and relaxes itself, giving the lungs a bigger or shorter space depending on the situation. So if you think about it, the diaphragm is like a rubber band that pull and retract, pull and retract. Okay? So this is really important because lungs need space to expand. When we inhale, when we get air into our nose, they need space to expand to get all of that air. So if they don't have enough space, they won't be able to expand. Okay? And we're going to be learning later what happens when the lungs are not able to expand. So the lungs are the main organs of the respiratory system. In the lungs, oxygen is taken into the body and carbon dioxide is breathed out. We have two lungs, but left lung is going to be smaller than the right lung. And this is because on the left side of the body we have the heart, and the left lung is going to have a small place designed to accommodate the heart, and this is called cardiac notch. It's like a small house for the heart to rest. Okay, really cute. Okay, so how does that oxygen get from the lungs to the rest of the body? This is where the circulatory system and the respiratory system are connected, because lungs take the oxygen and they process that oxygen for us to be able to use it. But the blood is the one that is in charge of taking all of that oxygen that is so important for each and every one of the body cells into the entire body. And this is done through the hemoglobin. So the hemoglobin is the oxygen transport protein, it's a protein, used in the blood of humans. Hemoglobin captures the oxygen in the lungs and takes it into the blood. Okay? So knowing this, I'm going to need you to ask yourself this question. And I'm going to be asking this question into our next class. What do you think that happens when you have low hemoglobin levels? We know that hemoglobin takes the oxygen into the body. So what is going to happen if we have low hemoglobin levels? Think, okay? So, we are also going to be talking about a few facts that are related to the respiratory system, such as hiccups, sneeze, coughing, yawn, etc. You have to read the presentation, and I'm going to be explaining a little bit more about all of these facts in the class, okay? So, finally, we have this picture. We have different types of respiration or breathing. And I place here 3 types of breathing that it's mostly used for people doing yoga. I don't know if you know what yoga is, but this is a really good thing for the body to do. So I need you to read the description for each type of breathing. We have the abdominal one, nostril breathing, and full lung breathing. And I need you to try this at home. This is for you to see how your body reacts to each type of breathing, because they are different. So in the next class, we are going to discuss how do you feel while doing these different types of breathing. You can do this at home with your mom and dad, or take your brothers and sisters and do it with them. It's gonna be really fun, okay? So after you finish reading the respiratory system presentation, I gave you here a few notes that contain some really important information for you about the respiratory system and some extra learning tips about the respiratory system. So I recommend you read those 2 documents for you to have all of the information that you need to complete the practice. The practice is a PDF document, as you can see, and you read it carefully. All you have to do is place the names of every part of the respiratory system, which are on the presentation. These questions here are for you to investigate and think, okay? They are not on the presentation, so you have to investigate by yourself, and you have to think, okay? You have to think. For example, this one, which structures pass oxygen into the blood? You must investigate, look on the internet, and see what are those structures, okay? So this is also for you to place the name of the organ that you think is the one that is represented here on the model, okay? So after you finish doing that, you can submit your practice, your completed practice on Moodle, and I will be checking your results and placing your grades on the IQ board so you can see, okay? So this is mainly what we're going to be talking about in our first class this week. I hope you enjoy learning about the respiratory system because it is a very, very, very important system for our bodies. We cannot live without air, so we are going to be learning what happens when we breathe. Okay? So enjoy learning, have fun, stay safe, be nice, and remember, stay home. Okay? Bye bye.